Right then, what are we doing first? We've got our pleasantries out the way. We've broken the ice. I've apologised for not having a face. What are we doing, and why are we doing it?
Well, something cool happened this weekend with Mr. Zur, and it's been roughly 1 year, 7 months since I've said something cool happened with Zur. But he sold the Trespasser,
Yeah.
and I saw it in every trials run this weekend because of that. So people are getting their hands on the new exotic sidearm, and I was using it in our banner actually a lot. I think it's pretty good, and I think we should talk about sidearms a little bit.
Yeah, man.
I'm a big fan of the Trespasser. I got it before Zur, and I'm kind of sad that now everybody's gonna have it, and I won't have that little advantage to help me.
You're still our special snowflake.
Yeah,
but,
Thank you.
yeah, I happened to be lucky enough to get this before Rise of Iron came out. You know that update that came out before Rise of Iron?
Yeah.
You could actually start getting it then, and I lucked out on my 5th special weapon engram. I love this thing. I love it. It's become one of my go-tos in Crucible. It's a very fun weapon. Very fun. I like it.
See, I was the opposite. I started using it and I thought, it's not that special. But I was running around and then I melted a Blade Dancer in one clip and was like, okay, woohoo! This works. I like this now.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of its aesthetic too, like not just how it plays, but I really like the look of it and the little red light on the back to let you know when you have like the awesome burst after you kill someone.
Oh yeah.
That's its official name, right? Is the awesome burst.
Awesome
Can
burst.
you coin that? The awesome burst. Yeah.
Burst of awesome.
I'll take that.
Sidearms aren't really as immediately amazing as shotguns or snipers, but when you get that kill with the sidearm, you just feel really good about it.
You feel like such a snot where you just do like the Nelson laugh from Simpsons. You're like, ha ha, you're the sidearm.
I want to twirl my sidearm and blow off the smoke or something like that.
It feels cool, like an action star moment when you desperately whip out your sidearm and get that kill. It's just there's something about it. It's action packed.
It's also one of the I think probably one of the most powerful counters for Titans with Juggernaut shields as well. Melt straight through that shield and straight through their bodies and straight through the back of them and into the next person behind them.
We're bringing back
awesome
armor-piercing rounds.
Oh, we're bringing it back.
Please, I want to be able to wall bang people with ridiculous no scopes. But and with sidearms, they're of course the weapon that you're supposed to be kind of using for more of a mid-range setup to counter shotguns. You're not really supposed to be pulling them out in close range because hello, Matador is going to say hi. But the Trespasser works really well for that. You're absolutely right. If you can catch a Titan, you see that he's skating towards you, and you're mid-range out, so you're not within the one-shot kill range of Matador. That thing gives hands. I like it. Yeah, it's fun.
What are the thoughts on it in PvE as well? Because of course we've been wielding it in PvP and loving it. I think it is also a viable option for quite a few different scenarios in PvE. What do you boys think?
Was the Nightfall Specialist this week? I haven't played since the update day.
It was indeed, yeah.
All right, I thought it was really fun to use then in the Nightfall. That extra burst of power on it was a lot of fun for me.
I did dibble and dabble with it when we had the heroic strikes on the week 1 of Rise of Iron and we had the arc burn, and it was immensely powerful because I was another lucky fellow. I never get lucky, but I popped over to the Cryptarch, decoded the first special weapon engram, and wham, there was the Trespasser. So I was knocked off my chair onto the ground. So I did try it on the first week of Rise of Iron, and it was great in PvE for arc burn. Fantastic.
Sort of fills that hole in your heart that Fatebringer made when when no one started using it anymore,
Nearly. Fatebringer is still there's a gaping crevasse in my heart with that will never be filled.
Nothing can replace Fatebringer, but still, it does feel good to use the Trespasser.
Yeah, it's a fun gun. Gun.
I think the burst fire makes it not only good damage output, but in terms of the Crucible, one of the biggest problems I have with sidearms is actually making the shots count. It's actually the rate of fire that you can get out of most sidearms is almost too fast to really aim at the same time, just the way your hand works. So you're trying to pull a trigger and aim at the same time. It just doesn't happen very well. So the trespasser and that burst fire means you got that more concentrated DPS and you can aim it. You know, you don't have to hit every single shot. You know, most sidearm kills are not with just straight crit hits, but I think that gives it a really nice comfort zone to use it. So even if it's not the dominating special weapon in the meta right now, it's comfortable, which feels good to players.
True.
You've
And if
got
you
a real
get
point
that,
there.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, good. I was just agreeing.
Yes, I concur.
Exactly.
But if
Indeed.
you manage to get that 4 burst perk in, depending on your enemy's armor level, you can 2-tap people, which is really, really satisfying.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, and that's what makes it, you know, pretty viable, especially in 6v6. I've been meaning to use it more, just mess around in trials or mess around in Rumble maybe. But when you do have more players on the field, you know, you have shorter time between engagements, and you can actually make that perk really useful. I mean, it's rare in 6v6 to not have someone to shoot with that second perk if you actually if you get it to proc. So that's what makes it really fun in big game modes.
How about, we know the Trespasser is a fantastic sidearm. It's definitely earned its place in many folks' exotic sidearm slots. But what legendaries have we got? Being as while we're on the subject of sidearms, what legendaries come close? Because we don't see a huge amount of them, really, do we? Not for both PvP and PvE.
I have the Iron Banner sidearm.
Me too.
Yes. Oh no, that's
the
old,
new
OG.
The new.
Yeah.
I have both. I have the old one too. The new one,
of
the
course.
name is escaping me right now.
I will tell you, I've got my Destiny Item Manager up here. It is called the Binding Blaze.
That is it. That is it. And mine is pretty neat because it has reactive reload on it. So what I've been doing with it when I decide to use it, I go in and I kind of, you know, play the game normally with my Palindrome or Hawksaw or whatever. And if I find a guy mid-range, he's weak, or if I hit somebody with a grenade, you know, soften them up a little bit, I'll take out the sidearm, finish them off with that, reload, then you got the reactive reload perk active, and you can cut through people pretty effectively with the reactive reload sidearm.
For me, a legendary sidearm is just usable if you got high caliber rounds. I think because all of the perks do less to the stat bars, you know, and play out differently, but you see those little tweaks and you're like, I can't really max range on this one or anything. For me, if I have high caliber a sidearm with high caliber, I'll give it a shot because that rate of fire can be so obnoxious.
Oh, that
if you're
flinch
just
factor.
like da, 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 like
hurts.
their heads will be going all over the place. So for me, that makes sidearms kind of flexible in terms of which ones are good. You get one that feels good. There's a noticeable rate of fire difference. Some of them have a rather slower one, which can be easier to control. But if you get the one that feels good to you and it's got high cal, then that's a good sidearm to me.
Of crowd control. So
It's not bad.
that was a
Whoa.
pretty good. I don't use them very often, so I get. It's like a rule of thumb: great rolls, god rolls, and stuff that I hardly ever use. So now I'm going to start using stuff that I hardly ever use for sure.
That's some first world Destiny problems if I've
Yeah.
ever heard them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just
Listen
kind of
to
fun, though.
this
It's
guy.
motivation to use new stuff is always fun. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the only legendary sidearm that I held on to, other than the Queen sidearm from the Taken King, was a Yabberhocky. I'm looking at it right here. It came with Sure Shot, Crowd Control, Spray and Play, and high caliber rounds. So just to add on to what Bonesy was saying over there, when you hit people with this thing, they feel it.
Yeah,
They feel it
yeah.
a lot. And then if you get that kill, you get a quick reload with that Spray and Play, and suddenly you've got a sidearm that's got high cal rounds with Crowd Control active. It's fun.
Oh, that's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, what a
I'll
wonderful
take spray and
weapon.
play on anything. That's such a
Oh yeah.
great perk. I hate reloading. I never want it to happen.
Might as well get it done as quick as possible, right?
Yeah.
Is my
gonna give
audio a bit low? There's someone in the chat saying audio is a
Audio
bit low.
low?
Audio
No.
low.
Is
I don't
audio
really
low?
sound fine.
You
Sound
sound
good to me.
perfect to me, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pay attention to the chat. If lots of people say it's low, I'm going to turn
All
it
right.
up. I'll turn
Do
it
it.
up. Yeah.
I have
Turn it
one
up.
complaint about the Trespasser while we're on the subject. That
Okay.
it doesn't have a RoboCop skin is just a tragedy.
My
Yeah.
friend said the
It's-
same thing.
It's atrocious. How could you not do that? It's so obvious. Like,
They even
Copyright.
described it as the RoboCop sidearm.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
come on. I mean, not to say that Crucible and Fallen Assassin aren't great ornaments. Those things are
Yes.
fantastic. But come on, man. I wanted the big old RoboCop gun. That bummed me out.
Yeah, I have the Fallen Assassin, but the Crucible one with the chromed out. Oh man, make anything chrome, and I'll pay real money for it.
10 out of 10.
you really
Throw
want that
money at the
Squidward SpongeBob future, don't you? That
Oh yes.
Yes. Yes.
Anything that's not Chrome, the squad just rolls up. You good.
oh yes.
You know, while we're on the subject of sidearms real quick, I just want to give a quick shout out to KJ Hovey. I was watching his stuff lately. He put out a video of, it was a highlight reel of him playing Trials. I don't know if you guys have ever watched KJ Hovey play Trials. But he...
Familiar?
Yeah, sure. Great player. And he was using the No Land Beyond, as he's been known to do. And his backup was the Iron Wreath sidearm. And that kind of surprised me, because I thought, No Land Beyond shotgun would be a good combo to really lock down mid to long range and then short range. But he was putting in real work with that sidearm. Tremendous work. Like, he would throw a scatternade mid-air and then come down pumping the trigger as quickly as he could. And he was just cleaning up.
They
It's just
offer a very interesting option for setups. When you have something that's not, you can use a gun that's more towards the extreme side if you have a sidearm, because that sidearm gives you a lot of flexibility. So if you have a scout rifle that you've set up to be incredibly long range, one of the high impact one sort of things, or a Jade Rabbit, if you're on the PS4, you can use that sidearm to cover your big open area. See, I don't really like a Jade Rabbit shotgun setup because I feel like I can't really handle that mid-range with that kind of scout rifle. You get a sidearm and then you're good, because the sidearm can save you inside and stuff. So they offer a lot of flexibility, which is it's a good argument for them, even if they aren't going to be the main killers that every other special weapon can be. They offer options, which is always good.
I think, and I didn't even think about my favorite thing about the Trespasser is just always having special ammo or sidearms in general. Is like, that is a killer thing.
That's a small perk on them, They always
Yes.
get ammo, no matter
Yeah.
where you are or what you're doing.
Which doesn't really help with people only using special weapons, but still, it's fun.
I don't
I'll
mind
say-
people only using sidearms.
I don't. Well, I don't mind either. I'm just saying, with the Trespasser, it's so good that it's like
Yeah.
all I want to use.
What if a shotgun's my favorite gun?
Yeah, that's fine.
What if I want to use it?
Is it not everyone's favorite gun at the minute? I mean,
Are there
What
there
if it's
people
my
who play
favorite?
this game that don't like shotguns?
I don't know.
People who are getting killed by them.
well, yeah. It's a funny thing with the whole shotgun thing, because at the moment I'm enjoying shotgun gunplay. I think I enjoyed it in year one. Year two was a little bit much, I think, with the whole shot package, even though there's a part of me that secretly wants shot package to come back. Dare I say this? You
You monster.
Dare I say this? But yeah, like I'm enjoying shotgun gunplay. I just feel that snipers need to be brought back up in line with it. And while we're on the subject of sidearms, are they in a good place for both PvE and PvP? Do they need any kind of buffs or anything added to them, you think?
That's really hard to say. There's a lot of ways you can look at it. I mean, I am pretty sure that for a PvP sake, if you were to lay out the numbers of what special weapons get used most frequently, I would maybe be willing to bet money that sidearms would be at the bottom.
I think
Unless
that'd
I'm
be
way
a
off
pretty
base
safe
here.
bet. I never really encounter it with anybody that I know, at least.
Yeah.
It's interesting too, because if you use a sidearm in PvE, you're relying on everything else to slay those bosses. And over the years, we've definitely moved away towards stand in one spot and do a lot of damage, which I couldn't be more happy about. But it can be. It feels like you're just being dumb if you get to a boss encounter and you've got your sidearm out. You're like, well, I hope my teammates brought a lot of snipers and rockets because I'm gonna be shooting my primary.
Axis. Let's do this.
I got this. Yeah.
So in that sense, it's like, yeah, they have their place, but they're not going to be. They'll never dominate because they won't be able to put out that sort of damage. I think in the Crucible they're pretty okay. I wouldn't mind a tweak to like a mag size because you go through that so fast.
Yeah.
And if I look at any other secondary, say I'm playing the best I've ever played in this hypothetical scenario, I can put down 5 people with a shotgun, 4 people with a sniper, 4 to 6 people with a fusion before I ever have to reload. I get a kill with a sidearm and it's like, all right, that was cool. I'm gonna go reload now because I'm out of ammo. So if there was an ability to stay aggressive with it and stay in it, and you didn't have to reload every time, then maybe I'd use them more.
That's interesting. I think an ammo buff, like larger clips and maybe a bit more reserve, could actually make things a bit more viable. And in PvE, just a slight damage buff, just to make them a bit more like, you know how in year 1 shotguns were like really weak, and then they were buffed in PvE, and it was like, wow, I can use a shotgun in PvE, and this is fun. This is like crazy amounts of fun. I think maybe sidearms could do with just a slight tweak, so they were a bit more wow factor for PvE. I think, me personally.
This is where I get into dangerous territory, letting my imagination wander. I'm just thinking about like what they could do to the sidearm. Like, what if there was a perk where every time you got a precision kill with the sidearm in PvP, your ammo would come back. Like, you would generate new ammo, so you wouldn't have to worry about running out of ammo. And also you would get like a little bit of an agility boost or something, and it would like stack. So like the more people you start killing with the sidearm, all of a sudden you're like flying around the map like a crazy person.
So like a continuously stacking battle runner.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Just give them Wolfpack rounds. Come on, you know you want to.
Why not? Why not?
That's what they needed. You cracked this story.
How do you guys feel about hit scan on sidearms? Because right now I think there are only 2 sidearms in the game that actually are hit scan, and it's the Queen's one, right? Like Vestian Dynasty and the Queen's Choice, I want to say.
Yes.
Wasn't the Drake's Promise?
And Drake's Promise.
And Drake's Promise.
Hit scan, yeah.
How would you feel if all sidearms were hit scan? No more bullet travel time.
I don't know if I notice it or mind it too much on those. I think they should all be instant because oftentimes you're using a sidearm backing up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about the only secondary weapon that doesn't have a time to kill of 0. So the longer it takes to kill, the less viable they become.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't need some insane damage boost, but I want it to just happen when it happens, because getting pushed with a sidearm can that's where you start doing those things where you're shooting too fast and you're not aiming and you get a little hectic. So I think they've got to be able to act and work quickly and efficiently if they're going to be the only secondary where you don't get a kill instantly.
Yeah, man. I like that. Changing it so there's less travel time, projectile travel time, and a little bit more ammo in the clip as well as in the reserves. I can't really see much, the negative sides of like tweaking those just a little.
Yeah. I'm usually wrong, though.
That sounds good. Sounds good to me.
I feel like so few people are like, oh, I perfectly predicted all of those patch notes. That's exactly what I said they should have done. Go me.
For anyone listening at home, can you please just record that audio of Bones saying that he's wrong? Please email that to me.
Don't worry, I'm recording.
PayPal you later.
Good.
Just kidding.
It'll be all over the internet.
While sidearms, I do believe, they're a fun class to play with. You guys are absolutely right when you say, in comparison to the other special weapons, which the main feature of a special weapon is that it can kill in one hit in a certain range. They all have an optimal range where they can kill in one hit under certain circumstances. So sidearms are kind of already at a disadvantage there.
Yeah.
And while I don't know exactly what Bungie can do to make them a little bit more leveled off with some of the other special weapons, I still have fun with them sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're not my primary in Crucible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. They are fun.
Situational.
They're fun.
The Trespasser has definitely paved a different route because that's the one that's really sticking out and seems to be a hell of a lot
Yeah.
more viable than every other one that we've had so far. And that's not just
Yeah.
because of the exotic perk. You know, I mean, the exotic perk does boost it, you know, rather considerably. But in general, its base gameplay is very viable in many situations, in the Crucible at least.
I'll say this: the first time in Destiny I ever leveled up an armor piece that had sidearm ammo was a week ago when I got the Trespasser.
Yep, I think
I've
I picked
never
that
cared.
for the first time.
Yeah.
Last week, yeah.
But yeah, they're fun. But guys, I've been super out of the loop this past week. I've not been reading the internet. I've had other stuff to do. So what happened this week and what went on in this week at Bungie? Because I don't even think I read it for the first time in a long time.
Man.
Ooh, man.
Well, that's
have
why
got
we
quite a few
have
things.
Link here, so he can read it to you in his
Yes.
amazing reading voice.
Alrighty then.
Sounds wonderful.
I've got the notes up, but I'm going to bring up the actual weekly update because there's a lot of stuff in here and I don't want to get it wrong. But the big thing is we're going to be getting a patch on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's going to be the big patch before the hard mode of the raid comes out. And in this patch, we're going to be getting a little bit of a light level increase. It's going to be bumping up from, I think the max you can get right now is maybe, 387?
Yep.
I want to say it's the highest anyone's ever gotten.
Yeah.
They're going to be pushing that up to 400. Maximum light will be increased to 400 via strike hordes. Those are the treasure chests you have at the end of heroic strikes. The Nightfall, exotic engrams, Trials of Osiris, Iron Banner, any of those in-game rewards will now be able to get you up to 400 light, which supposedly is probably going to be where the heroic mode levels off when that comes out later that day. Now, in addition to those rewards pushing up to 400, I think the 320 Siva Crisis Strike playlist is going to be bumping up to 365. You can now get to 365 just playing that.
385, isn't it? I think
that's the
already-
heroic playlist.
Oh, yeah,
I think
sorry. I thought you
The
said
heroic
Sorry,
playlist
I'm
can get you to 385. Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I'm leaving. I'm done.
Rip, career ended. But yeah, you're going to be able to get to 365 using the 320 playlist, 385 using the heroic playlist, and then of course your in-game rewards, like I just said, like trials, faction packages, all that stuff's going to be able to get you up to 400. And then later on Tuesday, I think at 2 p.m. Pacific time, the heroic mode of the raid is coming out.
Oh.
Now, are we gonna get those hand cannons and the
Pulse
sniper?
Yeah.
Oh my god, have you guys seen them? Have you gone through the database and looked at the heroic raid weapons?
I've been trying to keep
did,
it a surprise, but I guess my cherry will be popped right now.
I've been doing that too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want us to talk about it, we
No,
can
we've
certainly
got to
go on
talk
to
about
a
it.
big
gotta
surprise.
We've got to talk
We
about
gotta
it.
talk
Speak
about
on
it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff in there. The hand cannon in particular, Fever and Remedy.
Wow, that's a great name. That sounds like a band name, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does.
I was thinking it
Should
sounds
be
a
our
bit more
band
like
name.
a Lemsip, you know, the kind of thing you drink when you've got a flu.
It's
Maybe.
maybe. As with most of the raid weapons, they're kind of modified versions of Foundry weapons. This is a modified version of the Judith D. It's going to be in the 22 rate of fire, 81 impact, which I think is the Fatebringer tier, if I'm not mistaken. And it's got some pretty interesting abilities on it, man. Like reactive reload, hammer forge, speed reload, reinforced barrel, and its special ability, quick reaction, where you gain increased agility while the reactive reload perk is active.
Oh, that's similar to
I can dig
Quantiplasm
it.
then, you know, like
That's-
get
yeah.
a kill, start speeding around like you're on crystal meth. I like it.
I don't care about anything else. I just want that hand cannon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that sounds
all I want.
awesome, especially for those sort of low stress PvE. If you're just strike grinding and stuff, I love strikes when I can complete them in 4 minutes. I know that's maybe not what they want to happen all the time, but I love that. That's so satisfying. So if that hand cannon just helps you move quicker and complete things faster, it sounds awesome. It sounds pretty good for the raid too. I feel like on the up on the bridge that could be pretty nice. Or up on the wall.
What have we got for the pulse rifle, Link? What have we got? I'm really interested about
let's-
this pulse rifle.
Are you sure you want to know?
Pop my cherry, man. Pop it
we
wide
need to
open.
Yes.
We need to know.
Just going in. The pulse rifle is the Steel Medulla. Let me bring up its stats. It is in the 66 rate of fire, 14 impact tier. Perk-wise, this thing is rocking full auto, high caliber rounds, speed reload, hand-laid stock, and its special ability is Sign of 4, where landing 3 bursts on a target causes the 4th burst to do extra damage. It is a modified version of the Herja D, it looks like.
Wow.
Pretty neat. Looks like it's going to be able to hit. Its max stability is 100, so with hand-laid stock, it's able to hit max stability. It's got full auto.
That's perfect for a lazy man like me who doesn't want to pull the trigger every time. So
I'll take that.
On paper,
We
that
take
sounds
those
like
here.
it might be a viable one in the old Crucible as well, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing with the not to take us back, but the hand cannon. I do believe it's capable of hitting 62 range, which is I
That's
think the
good.
max.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hand
and
most of
the
us can
the
get without
22
rangefinder.
rate of fire and the 81 impact. I just want to remind everybody
Yeah.
that is the archetype for the Palindrome and the Ias Luna, which
Yeah.
is like the #1 hand cannon in Crucible right now. So you
Yep.
should definitely try to pick up that raid hand cannon if you can.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty.
That pulse
I
could be
guess-
just huge DPS. I know that's kind of the idea of the Raid Scout. It's definitely the idea of the Outbreak Prime, where you can actually use your
Yes.
primary to take down a boss. I was just talking about this, how if you have sidearms, you gotta rely on your primary. But yeah, I'm thinking about just Axis encounters and stuff like that. That pulse rifle sounds like it can do a lot of consistent damage, which would be really nice.
Yeah, being able to hit that maximum impact with full auto. It's a lazy man's option, and I like that. I'll take the lazy man's option of not having to tap my fire button.
Well, I don't
That's
think
awesome.
Lazy, just more efficient. We spend a lot of hours.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? We spend a lot of hours, so efficiency is definitely protocol number 1. How about the sniper rifle, man? Is this going to be top? Because we've got some very good sniper rifles in the game at the moment, despite all the nerfs and everything. We've got the trial sniper, the winged or winged word, however you want to pronounce it. This is topping the charts. So how's this new hard mode raid sniper going to stack up to that? What have we got on it?
Well, the sniper rifle is called the Ex Machina. It's a modified Irene RR4. It is in the 12 rate of fire, 37 impact tier, which is the highest impact tier, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is 37 the highest?
Yes.
This thing is rocking spray and play, hand-loaded, quick draw, injection mold, and its special ability is called Wait For It. We're reloading this weapon when the mag is empty, grants a larger than normal magazine.
Oh,
so
wow.
kind of a pseudo clown cartridge
Yeah,
there.
clown cartridge.
Okay.
God, I could just listen to you talk all goddamn night.
Let me
Sorry
Do I
about
need
that.
to
but
get you
yeah,
to a
just-
separate
I just
podcast?
need to drink some water here. Hold on.
If you want, I can
Dear God in heaven. But yeah,
bring up some terms
That-
and services and just go through every single line. If you like.
that sniper is going to hit so hard. 37 impact. That's black spindle tier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And having the pseudo clown cartridge, well, it's actually a little bit better than clown cartridge since I think it's guaranteed to get a larger than normal magazine size when you reload while it's empty.
Yeah.
That's like the same thing that the Raid rocket launcher has, right?
Yeah.
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 Where you reload and suddenly you've got 8 rockets. Okay,
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
That's a-
take that.
Nice.
That's a great perk for sniper rifles, which I feel like hurt on the ammo, and they kind of hurt and all over right now. But it's very noticeable when I can run out of ammo constantly sniping in the Crucible or otherwise, and then have plenty of shotguns to go around. So I think that kind of perk is exactly what it needs to just feel like you can stay in the game constantly and still rack up kills and not just look around for the green special box.
Yeah, that's perfect for you, Bones, since you just said you hate reloading.
I do. I hate reloading. I think we should remove reloading from the game. Everything should be energy
Please
based.
remove.
Oh God.
Reloading. gotta go.
Well, surely
Yeah.
it's the future. Surely there's some kind of ammunition that just lasts
Yeah.
forever, like a Willy Wonka's everlasting gobstopper of ammo.
Yeah.
But
You
no,
would
it's
think
sitting
if we
around
had
in
the ability
boxes.
to create like arrows out of thin air and shoot magic bomb explosions that we could do that. But
Warlocks can do it. Warlocks can conjure up a big purple blob of doom and lob that at unsuspecting.
We also can walk around and just not have to reload.
Well, yeah.
We can do that. Space magic.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the most over-the-top, complainy internet fan. Like, we have to reload our guns. What year is this? What are we fighting in, like, World War I?
Hashtag remove reload.
have to press a button?
This is the future.
It's too much work, man.
Not
Too
to-
much work.
Not to jump back to that sniper, but, like, once you get one, is there any other special weapon to bring into the raid? I feel like this is going to be the perfect weapon to clear the final boss in the raid. I mean, just think of
yeah.
all the perks together. So it's the hardest hitting sniper that you can get. Huge DPS. So when you finish and bleed out the magazine, you have spray and play, so you reload it faster. The wait for it perk gives you more ammo in the magazine, and the gun
Yep.
does extra damage to Fallen.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
guy, you're just gonna rip him apart. Like, it's not even gonna be fair.
Don't let them know. Don't let Bungie hear us. Take it out.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we
how
can't
would
sing the
that be
praises too
balanced?
high.
I'm thinking that perhaps they're going to put a really nasty telescopic 1,000mm scope on it. You know, it's like that you can see the moon.
30 times zoom.
Yeah.
Well, that is actually important to bring up because, as is the case with pretty much all these raid weapons, you can't customize the sights.
Yeah.
All you've got is a muzzle tree for I think each and every weapon type,
Yep.
except for maybe the hand cannon. The hand cannon might be able to
Yeah.
change its actual sight tree. But yeah, for the sniper rifle, you don't have sights. You can't you can't pick short gaze. You can't pick ambush.
Yep.
It's just got linear compensator, accurized ballistics, and field choke.
Yep. So it's going to have its own special sight, and we have no idea of what kind of ranged scope this is going to be.
Yeah.
I feel like Axis is gonna walk into the ER with his ass in a sling. It's just like, oh god, it's so terrible. And then Omnigul's gonna be like, yeah, I know. Welcome to the club.
She's
Only
retired.
got himself to blame. It's like,
man.
why did I give them that gun that deals more damage to me?
Why did I drop that?
Yeah.
Oh, here,
And,
I'm reading in the chat that people are saying that Axis does not count as fallen currently.
Yeah,
Really?
I was gonna say I thought that he didn't count, but Vasek did, right?
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Still gonna crush.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
He's still
yeah,
gonna
it's-
get more. Like,
I mean, the fact that it's still like the highest impact class, like
Yeah.
sniper, means it's still going to be the best
Oh,
choice
yeah.
to use.
and it reloads quickly, and it gets more ammo when you reload. He's
Yeah.
still gonna get the business, dude.
See, that's gonna be perfect because I like to use my exotic slot with a sword there to one hit the captains, so it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to use spindle or anything. You can go with that other one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I've got that in the chat that Axis is pure Seaver. Pure
That makes sense.
sopping wet
Seaver.
Seaver. There we go.
My
That
God.
kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Really, because if you did have the fallen buff and he was fallen, then that's I think that's giving a little too much.
That's true.
And they took
I mean,
that-
physically,
that's-
he's still part fallen, right? I mean,
Well,
he's just corrupted by. I mean, he's
He's so corrupted that he no longer even is. Like, that's the point, man.
there's none of his
Gotcha.
original
Yeah,
self
dude.
left.
Read
No
your
trace.
lore.
Yeah, man.
it's
He has
definitely
Gave
reached
himself the
Machine God. He's
Vader
right.
treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, moving on here, we have the Raid Sidearm, the Zeal Vector. It's a modified Prideri D. It is. Do we really care about the rate of fire and the impact on sidearms? Because there is a difference. There are definitely some slower firing ones, but like
You don't feel
it's
it.
kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
There's two
Yeah.
rates of fire on sidearm. There's through the
Yeah.
roof, and there's almost through the roof.
Well, this one's a 98 rate of fire, 8 impact sidearm. And this bad boy comes with reactive reload, hand loaded, speed reload, quick draw, and quick reaction, where you gain increased agility while the reactive reload perk is active. So again, very similar to what we've seen before on the shotgun.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good for me. Reactive reload plus more agility?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we
if-
take that here.
Hold on to that one, because if sidearms ever get a buff, you're probably going to see that one rocket up to the top of the meta list, perhaps, maybe, possibly.
I'll stash it away in my vault like the dirty weapon hoarder I am.
Don't tell
Let me just make a little bit of room. I'll have to delete some stuff.
No, not don't delete. I'm just gonna pack it onto my actual character so I can stick something else in my vault. Yeah.
Hoarders, all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy. I'm hoarder and I'm proud. All right, next up we've got the Raid Machine Gun, the If Materia. It's a modified Diluvian, so it is in that 100 rate of fire, 25 impact tier, which just got a buff right before Rise of Iron, right? Didn't that tier of machine guns get a little bit of a buff? I want
Yeah.
to say.
They did.
Nobody's
but
noticed it?
I read it
You
and I
can't really
acknowledged that it
feel it.
happened, but
I mean-
I didn't.
I'm using machine guns a hell of a lot more in Crucible now than I've ever used them before, particularly in Rumble, and the Nemesis Star has shot straight to the top of my
so
list.
good.
for
It's
machine
good.
guns. It's
It's good.
not only is it good, but it is loads of fun to use. The sights are great, the sounds are great. So my eye is now on machine guns, specifically for playing Rumble with. It does work with other modes, of course, but I think that's where machine guns are really shining at the moment.
You see, the thing about machine guns in PvP is they're very high reward, but high risk. Because if you put a machine gun up against the top tier rocket launcher,
Well, yeah.
basically anything with grenades and horseshoes, you're probably going to lose in the one-on-one.
Yep.
But if you can play well with your team, and you can coordinate it, and kind of just maybe take, especially in like a 6v6 game type, take a couple seconds and wait back, maybe help team shoot the enemies, be really careful with your cover. If you can keep alive
Yeah.
with that machine gun to the point where your team helps you kill the enemy rocket launchers, you can just clean up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You mean ignore my team and go run and hide in the back of the map?
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Grab the heavy, pull out machine
You
gun,
wait it out.
find a place to camp, and wait for the feed to stop showing little rocket launcher icons.
That's right. That's what you
Exactly.
do.
And then
And
profit.
you know, that's
Disclaimer.
part of the reason.
Strategies shared by Story are not necessarily reflected or by the player
Right, of
against any
course.
team.
You didn't hear
We
this
don't
from me.
officially endorse it, but I
you
endorse it.
must camp. You must camp.
I mean, that's part of the reason for why machine guns got knocked down a bit in year one, because you could just get that heavy if you had something like the zombie apocalypse or, Lord forbid, the BTRD. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember
That thing
that?
is-
Oh my
that
god.
was fun. gun.
The
Oh,
old
that's my baby.
Yolder's hammer with crowd
Yolder's
control,
hammer.
just two-tap everything.
You could just grab heavy, get to the back of the battlefield, literally wait things out, wait until the enemy has used up all their rockets, and suddenly you were set for the rest of the match. Especially back in the day when killing enemies with heavy used to drop heavy bricks. Ooh, lordy.
Oh man,
But,
I remember them days.
Those were the
Jesus.
You know, when
You
I,
two
when I
and three Guardians
Endless
don't know about
heavy.
that.
Oh god, the endless
when I
heavy.
first started getting into PvP in year one, early year one, my favorite gun ever was Thunderlord.
Yep.
I loved Thunderlord. Oh, what a satisfying gun.
You could go through an entire match with it. Just wait for that first heavy drop, and you were pretty much set.
Yeah, man.
Golden.
Good times.
My
But,
first
let's
one
take a
was
look
the
at the perks on
Swarm.
this thing.
The Swarm was like my first one.
Oh, yeah. I think that was my first Legendary Vanguard.
Yeah, man. And that was a good
Machine
machine gun. That was my introduction to machine guns, and I was very pleased. The Lord giveth, and I
then
taketh
Bungie
away.
taketh away.
Yeah. But yeah, what we got then on this new raid machine gun then?
All right, the If Materia, it is rocking out with triple tap, extended mag, speed reload, braced frame, and triple double, which is a perk we've seen before.
Yep.
Where when the triple tap is activated, an extra bullet is transferred from your reserves to the magazine. So you just hit your headshots with this thing, which I mean it is a bullet hose, but
Yeah.
if you can hit your headshots, it'll pull rounds from the magazine, which
That's
is pretty neat.
not really an easy thing to do when you're rocking a machine gun with 100 rate of fire.
Yeah.
To help you out, it does have a base aim assist of 80, and with braced frame, I think it maxes its stability out at 75. So
Okay.
it gives you a little bit of help there.
That's a lot of aim assist on a machine gun. I predict them bullets chasing me around the corners and into the bathroom, you know? Yeah.
After you stop playing Destiny, you
Yeah.
get up and your character dies.
Yeah. You sign in the next day, you go to the tab, dead. Oh Oh,
Still
no.
here, waiting
God,
for you.
100 rate of fire. So the strategy is probably going to be find a Titan on your team, have them stand behind you, hold you in like a bear hug, and then you duct tape the trigger down and try to hold it there. That's the official strategy.
Become a mobile turret.
When you are wielding that thing, you're going to feel like a small baby on top of a washing dryer. Doing its...
What situation does that ever happen? Why would that ever be a situation?
It is now, all right? Picture the scene.
Oh gosh, story.
Now I'm just picturing a small baby wielding a machine gun.
I left my kid on top of the tumble dryer again. Social Security are coming round again.
Well, granted, when he grows up, he'll be able to handle this machine gun.
Well,
just
yeah,
fine.
man. I'm teaching him to hold machine guns. Go away.
Sorry, what?
That'll go over well.
Well, is that all we got then? Coming hard mode raid? Are those
I do
all the
believe-
weapons?
At least it's all the weapons that are in the database.
But we've got
right
new armor
now.
coming as well. There's a whole new raid set of armor with different colors and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have different abilities, though.
I mean,
I actually haven't looked at them.
I guess it's going to be, a repeat of what we had with Taken King. It's the same kind of stuff. It's just a slightly different aesthetic.
Yeah,
Looks
Yeah.
cooler. And it's got
I do
ornaments,
believe-
so we'll
That's
get
what I was
those
gonna
eventually.
say. I think the hard raid armor comes with ornaments, which is
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
yeah. I didn't think about that actually.
So
'cause
is it gonna be all like Siva glowy and stuff? Or
I
what?
think so. I mean,
hope so.
that would be the guess, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's gonna make no sense in the story, but I look forward to it.
I am interested to see how the ornaments drop if you get one per raid completion. Kind of like trials, or how many raids do you have to do before you're actually...
I still haven't
Suited
got a
up
full
to
set
go.
on any characters yet, and I've done the raid
either.
every week.
Same
Yeah, like still haven't got the shader yet. So,
I think I've
Yeah,
completed more raids in Wrath of the Machine than I have completed King's Fall.
yeah.
And I had a year to do that one, so I'm not the most worried about it, but it still
Yeah.
sounds like that could just be a lot of grinding considering the current economy for ornaments.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good job. There's plenty of different armor sets out there that you can choose from at the moment. You got all the new stuff from Archon's Forge. You got Trials, then you got Iron Banner, and then you've got the Vanguards and the factions. So there's like loads of stuff. But if you're chasing after the raid armor, you've got some grinding ahead of you, really, because it's. Saying that though, I've got friends that have got full sets from the first couple of raids that they did. You
Same
know,
here.
like
Unfair.
yeah, thumbs
Yeah.
down.
And as far as grinding goes, I feel like grinding Wrath of the Machine is not really that much of a chore.
No, it's
No,
fun.
it's-
So it's yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely run Wrath of the Machine way more in just the past couple of weeks than I ever ran King's Fall. Like, I think I ran King's Fall maybe 4 or 5 times
Well,
the
yeah.
entirety of year
Same
2.
here. Same here.
And
I liked it as a
I've run
raid. It
Wrath
was
on
just
all 3 characters.
It was just
Yeah.
a little too long. I think even when you got it down and you had a reliable team and you knew exactly what you were doing, where you were standing, blah blah blah, it was still a very very long raid, and I think that worked against the routine. I think that's why we have a shorter raid this time round, and I think that's definitely the way forward. So, but yeah, like, well, I guess we'll see with hard mode though, because hard mode may be much more extended. We have no idea what to expect, but we shall soon find out.
I'm curious
Some more
about how
days.
the deaths will play a part, because one thing I've noticed from Wrath of the Machine, especially now that you can get a full fire team of people in the upper 80s, 85 with that higher light, you can die 2 or 3 times in a final run on Axis and do just fine.
Yep.
And I feel like I'm almost worried that I've gotten a little complacent with that. And feeling like, it's no big
avoiding death
deal.
as much as you should. Yeah.
Yeah, so now if we do this like permadeath thing like many hard mode raids have done, it'll just be like, okay, this is way harder. And that might just be the only thing they need to do is add permadeath. And I'll have a way harder time.
You know, we talked a bit about that on our discussions on the raid on previous episodes, but this raid, Wrath of the Machine normal mode, is a lot more forgiving
Yes.
than certainly King's Fall is. And yeah, you're absolutely right. You can have 3 or 4 deaths on the final fight, and as long as they're spaced out appropriately, you can be just fine with it.
Yeah.
We might be a little bit sloppy once heroic mode drops, and suddenly it's not okay to go face hug the captain on the Axis phase.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Whoops, I fell off. Sorry, guys. I'll be back in a minute. And
Everybody's so
drink.
okay with it, though. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you take someone through who's never done the raid before, and they die at the end of like a damage cycle or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my god, I died! I'm so sorry." And you're like, "Don't worry
like,
about
"Yeah,
it.
I don't care.
Your
Yeah, we'll pick you up
time.
in a
We'll
minute."
come
Yeah.
get you. We'll pull the car around."
In King's Fall hard mode, I died. You fucker! Get out of here!
Get out of the
Wipe
party.
it out.
You know, it's those
Wipe it
comments
out.
where you don't
Who
want to
invited this
direct
guy?
it at
Who
anyone,
invited
but you
him?
sort of just ask the question where you're just like, oh, so someone stepped off a platform, huh? So sounds like someone. And then there's like
Passive-aggressive rage.
very quiet party
Get that
chat
really-
with no one saying who was. Who it was.
Get that really passive aggressive, like, guys, can we focus? All right, can
Yeah.
we all focus?
Uh-huh.
Like, oh god.
Get
You
those
know
nights.
exactly who
Get
you're
those
talking
nights. Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to get the. Someone has to get the night.
Who didn't kill
Their night.
Someone
10
on front
minutes
left side didn't kill their light eater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man. I hope we don't have
I'm okay
repeats of that.
moving past
Judgment free zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Judgment free zone.
What, do we,
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
what
I'm
else have
looking
we got
forward to
from
Heroic.
the what was revealed in the weekly update then? Because we've got a Phil Bones in. He missed it. He's been.
that. Anything spicy?
Spicy.
Archon's Forge, artifacts and ghosts will now drop up to 400 light, so that's going to be a good change.
Thank
They also
fudge for that.
Yeah.
Thank fudge, because aren't ghosts very, very rare, as well as artifacts? I mean, even if you're lucky enough to get a skeleton key, I've had 4 in the last 2 weeks, and every time I've gone to use them on a chest, there's no artifact been coughed out at all.
I feel like I got completely flushed with artifacts from Iron Banner, honestly.
Really?
I
Yeah,
didn't get any from Iron
I have
Banner.
every
I
one
got
of the
2.
memories at 385 now because of Iron Banner.
Wow.
Like, it was all
wow.
I was getting.
Huh.
Wow.
That's
Screw you,
Wow.
I
man.
needed to come
guys.
play with you.
My ghost was holding me back though. Sorry guys, it's cool.
Oh,
I
right.
wasn't aware this was a one percenters only chat.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Jeez.
As long as if you're getting hit on your ghost, I'll let you off then, because I've had a couple of 385 ghosts, but they've only landed like this week though, within the last couple of days, the 385 ghosts. So
Well, you'll be able to get those from Archon's Forge now, and Bungie also made mention that they were having a bit of a problem. The ghost drop rate was too low when it came to faction packages, so they're going to be upping the drop rate in faction packages for ghosts, so hopefully you're not going to be held back. You got everything at 387 and your ghost is 364. Hopefully you're not going to be held back too much longer by that. That should all be going into effect this Tuesday when the update goes live.
Can they just give me a sniper or a fusion rifle now?
From Archon's Forge?
Because I haven't got any of those.
Oh my
You still
god.
haven't gotten the Vigil?
Waiting on those.
Nope, me either.
I was sitting on a
my
pilot
gosh.
of them. I had to spend a couple of hours the other morning thinking, which one am I going to have to delete here? I had to delete about 4 or 5 of them, you know?
Oh
We're
my
gonna
gosh.
hate each other by the end of this
Yeah.
episode. You got what to drop?
getting there.
What? You got what?
I still haven't
I
had
feel
a
your
rifle
pain, man.
barrel rangefinder look in the chamber hand cannon ever. In fact, any hand cannon that drops in no matter what flavor won't have rifle barrel on it ever. So there you go. There's my hat. I'm throwing it in the ring. You can dance around it if you like, or you can ridicule. It's up to you.
I'm
But yeah.
rolling my eyes.
I just wanted that. Just those 2 minutes just to moan about that. No, look at the chamber rangefinder rifle barrel hand cannon. Ugh. Still.
All right. Enough.
All right, yes.
We're all
Enough
gonna
of our
get it.
belly aching.
We all play enough. We all have something everyone else wants, and all our listeners are just like these, like spoiled little brats. Oh, I don't have a Saladin's Vigil. But they are
Talk
going
about
to bring
our
us
suboptimals.
some fixes, though, right? It wouldn't be a patch without some fixes.
Yes, there are some fixes coming because apparently the exotic faction class item quests may have only been progressed if a player equipped a Spectre class item for the desired faction. So there were some serious bugs if you were chasing your exotic faction item quests with
I can
each of the
attest to
respective
this.
vendor.
I got to rank 25 in Future War Cult on my Titan this week, and I was super excited. Like, oh yeah, I forgot to get this. And so I threw on my faction class item, ran into some strikes, and just didn't even check the progress of the quest. I just ran into strikes, started getting stuff done, then jumped into I was like, okay, that's enough strikes, let me jump into Crucible. 15 matches later, I'm like, man, I'm making progress on this. Let me take a look at the progress.
Nah, nothing.
Rip.
Yep. Yeah, so that was a bit of an issue there, but apparently that's getting addressed on Tuesday. This one I'm particularly happy to see is being fixed. The Trials of Osiris shader, the Devoted, is actually being added to the pool, because that wasn't dropping because it wasn't added to the pool. So if you were chasing after that shader, tough tit. After Tuesday, it's going to be put back in, and the same with the emblems as well. If you got the nice new Kittipus emblem from playing past a Trials card, a 9-0 victory, or is it just a full Trials card? I had a few friends said that they got this new emblem, the new Scarab emblem, from playing on a full Trials card that had losses on it. So either way, that emblem, if you did get it, you weren't able to get it from the kiosk. More importantly, if that emblem dropped for you and you didn't have any space in your emblem's inventory, it wouldn't go to the postmaster, or had the potential to not go to the postmaster, which means you'd be stuck in a limbo of not getting that emblem. So hopefully all of that's going to be addressed on Tuesday. That, as well as the new Flawless emblem as well, that's not available from the kiosk, but they were at some point, because I remember when Rise of Iron released, I went to the kiosk and was like, oh, there's a new Trials emblem, oh, there's a new Scarab emblem, oh nice, that's great, and then they just vanished, they just disappeared. So that's getting fixed. And then what else was there? The Student of History, something about troubleshooting methods are not resolving issues impacting the trophy/achievement Student of History. That's getting... What is the Student of History? I have no idea, but it's getting fixed.
I think that's getting all of the memory artifacts.
Okay. Oh, yeah, of course, because
There we
that
go.
results in an emblem. You get a nice Rise of Iron themed emblem.
Yes.
Yeah, I have quite a few friends that had full emblem inventories when that should have dropped and they didn't get it, so hopefully that'll all be fixed. I know, can you imagine the tears and sadness? And especially these new emblems are nice, and when you've been wearing the same emblem for a long time, it's nice to freshen up your cosmetics, isn't it?
Yes.
Sure.
And then all the OCD people out there, this includes myself,
Oh
will
my
be
goodness.
very, very happy to know
Oh,
that
yes.
while progressing through the new Thorn quest, A Light in the Dark, Shiro 4 displays a false waypoint icon in the Iron Temple. So every time you'd visit him, he'd have an icon above his head, and you go and say, "Okay, Shiro, what do you want?" Nothing. Okay, I'll come
Just want
back
to say
later.
hi.
Yeah, I'll come back later. What do you like? What do you want? Yes, nothing. Okay, I'll come back later.
Yeah,
So
I've been
that's-
avoiding the Iron Temple because of that. Just drives me
Exactly.
crazy.
Yep. Exactly. I've been throwing.
It's weird, you know. We had that exact same glitch in year 1 with the Thorn quest, and now all the way up here in year 3, it's back just with a different character.
Well, you know, it's Thorn.
It's all
It's
about
cursed.
nostalgia. This DLC, isn't it? So it's perfect.
Shiro is that driver on the highway who's going for 10 miles with his blinker on, and he doesn't even know. Shiro, what do you want? What do you want, Shiro?
Or even worse, he does know.
Yeah, right.
It's just like,
Oh my god. So yeah, there's been some bugs. There is some coming fixes. There is no mention at this stage. Some of our exotics are a little bit broken. The Frosties, they're not charging up when you're sprinting. You're not getting your accelerated grenade recharge. Is it the grenade or the melee recharge? One of those isn't working anyway.
I think it's the grenade, because I always
Yeah.
feel like I have melee and no grenade. Yeah.
Yes, because it's actually taking... I think it puts you to 0 discipline. But they are bugged. They are completely bugged. It has been confirmed and acknowledged, but there isn't any word on whether those are going to get fixed on Tuesday or not. So
There's a bug that I've experienced that I don't think is fixed yet, where you can't play with somebody if you are on the same internet connection, like in your house, like two
Yes.
Xboxes. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
very frustrating.
wow, is there a workaround?
Yeah. Well, it was just last week on the Xbox. I don't know if it's a PlayStation issue too, but we were
Right.
trying to film a video and we could not get into the same fire team. The only way we got around it was by signing in on each other's Xboxes over and over again, switching, and eventually it let us join each other.
Oh my, that's a fair few
Yeah.
hoops to have to jump through. Let's hope that gets
Yeah.
looked at then.
Yeah, they've been talking a bit about local fire teams having issues to join, and it's certainly something I've experienced over the really since the Taken King came out. I always had a rough time joining my brother whenever he was over here playing with me, and I haven't dealt with that since the patch before Rise of Iron, where they said they pushed out something to sort of address that. So I think it might be fixed for me here on PlayStation 4. No idea about Xbox, but I have experienced that.
Oh, VOGT Gaming in the chat says you have to name your console something different. That sounds interesting. For
What?
That. You have to rename the
Oh.
consoles different names to fix the multiple.
In your
Interesting.
system settings.
Thank you very
All
much,
right.
VOGT
I really wish I would have
Gaming.
had that when I spent an hour and a half trying to figure out how to fix it. All right, I'll do that.
Thank you very much indeed for that. That's
Yes,
that's-
thank you.
So if anyone else is having that kind of problem, if you've got two consoles in the same house, maybe you're playing with your dad or your mum or your grandma or your grandpa, you can try naming the console something different.
Maybe.
I would love to play Destiny with my grandma.
That would be.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I could handle if she was better than me. So I don't know.
You know she's better than you. You know
do
it
know.
deep down.
Career ended. That would be the end. She'd have a better voice than me too. Oh, rip. My entire life gone.
Now you have nothing.
Nothing. It was Grandma, you took everything.
Taking it all back.
Grandma? Why?
I've given you
She hands
everything,
you
and now I
cookies, so
take
it's
it
like,
all
"Aye."
away.
Well, quality
Right
of
then.
life fixes are always very nice. I think maybe with the Frosties and things like that, the sandbox stuff takes a little bit of additional time. I'm wondering if maybe they have a few more things that, besides the one or two big bugs we know. I'd be interested to see some changes. Part of why I'm interested, and I did a little research this week, because it's like the one time I had a chance to actually go into a private match and look at this. I wanted to look at all of the Warlock exotics, the new ones. I've been playing with Ophidian Aspect, and I think there's no reason to ever take those off, but I wanted to give the other ones a look. And I put on Astrocyte Verse, the one that offers additional recovery when blinking. And I had my friend Dan shoot me. And he shot me, I got into red, and I blinked, and I procced the thing, and I ran away. And the perk is over before my recovery kicked in and started bringing my health back.
That is a shame.
Really?
So I was like, wait, hold on. We did it
Yeah,
like 3 more
that's-
times. I'm like, turns out my recovery, which was, I tried it the lowest recovery, the most recovery I can put on my Warlock, the Voidwalker, and it didn't bring my health back at any time. So I see no instance in where that perk actually helps you at all. So I'm hoping for a change to that because it's one of the coolest looking exotics I think I've ever
That's what I was
seen.
gonna say.
But
It bums me out that it's so useless because it looks so cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand because, like, in the beginning, that helmet was gonna have potentially a game-breaking perk. I mean, to blink a further
Yes.
distance and to reduce the cooldown of blink, so you'd be able to blink more often and at a much further distance. However, when I think about it now, it's like they could have extended the blinking distance by, I don't know, a meter and probably got away with that. But as it stands at the moment, this extra recovery or this tiny boost to recovery on blink, and you have to blink at precisely the right time, otherwise it won't work at all. I mean, I can imagine that in the beginning, that was kind of a hard one to try and fix because that original perk was going to be quite potentially game breaking.
Yeah, it was gonna be big.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know what they could do with it. Maybe it was sort of they didn't know what to do with it. I just feel
Yeah.
so weird even saying like, oh, this isn't useful at all. Normally I can see the appeal of a niche play type. This perk might not make you the newest Slayer, but it could give you this fun style when you're
Yeah.
wearing it.
It would have been better off as a legendary helmet that was just like every other helmet, but it just had that look. And it
just
would
looked
probably have been
gorgeous.
the most
Please,
desirable
could I agree?
helmet You know,
Yeah.
Just
like,
give me a legendary with that look, because
Yeah.
I want that.
do you know what I mean?
So
It would
Bones, not to backtrack a little bit, but did you get the Ophidians before Zur came this weekend?
Oh
or-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had them.
Lucky,
man.
lucky.
See again. We all have something that everyone else wants. And
That's
we
true,
all,
yeah.
We all.
Wait
I
till you
never
hear
used
how
my
I got
warlock and I
mine.
had one.
Wait till you hear how I got
So
mine.
searching.
All
I
right,
was-
let's hear.
Second legendary gauntlets engram. I think it was week 2. End of week 2.
Good
Bang.
lord.
Ophidian Ding Dong at 387 out of a
Not
purple.
like this. And here I am with like 16 exotic gauntlet engrams, nothing to show for it.
That was me in year 2. I was
My
chasing
God.
after so many things. Graviton Forfeit, there was a helmet that took an insane amount of time to drop for me.
Link-
I think Zer sold it, and that's how I got it. Yeah.
I feel your pain, buddy.
Yeah.
I came home
hurts.
because they were like, "Oh my God, Zur is here, and he has the Trespasser, and he has like he has a gauntlet engram, and not a legacy one." And I was like,
Not a legacy.
"Oh my God!" So I got home, and I was like, "I am getting Ophidian, like it's happening, okay?" And
I sense where this story's going.
yeah, you already know where the story's going. So I did get one, but it took me almost, I think, 500 strange coins to
Oh
get.
my!
It was a lot. And then I
Chad,
hopped
press
on.
F to pay respect to
Press
Fallout.
F to pay respect
These
to
coins.
strange coins. And then I hopped on PlayStation 4, and then I spent about 180 and didn't get any on PlayStation 4.
I think maybe this was all an elaborate ruse to get people to burn through their stock of strange coins.
Yes.
You know what? That's a conspiracy theory, but I think you might be right.
Yeah, man.
Especially because we got the light
Yeah.
level increasing next week.
Yeah.
So there's like, everybody blow your load of strange coins now. Get it out of the way. So you've got nothing for next week.
Yeah, I could just picture it
Let
in the
their
HQ
bungo.
office. There's like cigar smoke everywhere. It's a dark, dingy room. Take the legacy engrams out, see? Replace them with a gauntlet
Cigar
engram.
Like, but sir, what do you mean? We'll get them to buy them all before we raise the light.
Yes.
All I know is that Zur went home this weekend to his squid-faced wife and kids with a huge bag of my money because we are eating tonight, yo.
Zur was that Birdman gif where he's rubbing his hands.
Swimming in a Scrooge McDuck pool of my coins.
Oh, can somebody please draw Zur diving into a vault of strange coins for me? Because that sounds amazing.
No,
We put
kid.
it out there. Animators get to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Like, we've been looking for a new, some new emotes here on the channel. That's what I want.
Yeah,
Sir
man.
diving into coins. A la Scrooge McDuck.
Or what about Zur, like, doing that meme pose where it's like, why can't I hold all these coins? That would be really good. Point of the story, I did get one pair of Ophidians. Thank God.
Yeah.
I think I wasted, like I said, about 16 engrams. And then I held on to the rest. I've got about 15 more, and I'm just waiting for Tuesday. I'm just going to wait for Tuesday,
Yeah.
Tuesday.
turn everything in there. We'll see.
Yeah, man. Well, maybe you get lucky. I mean, I've noticed, and I really enjoy this. Exotics just popping out of blues and purples every occasion. That it's not raining with them, but the fact is that it surprises you. It takes you by surprise, and it's never happened before. You know, get an exotic out of a blue. It does drop at a much lower light, but do you care if it's got a good roll?
I have a friend who's gotten 6 exotics from blues. He got 3 in a row
my
once.
God.
I have no idea how that's possible. But.
So I made the mistake of tweeting out that it took me over almost 500 coins to get the Ophidian.
Oh, no.
And all weekend, people have been tweeting me about how easy it was. Oh, I got it in one. And then this morning, Ishtar Commander, you know, he runs a Destiny item manager type program.
Very good one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one too. He tweeted at me directly, showing me a video he recorded of him going to the Cryptarch with a blue engram, and he got the Ophidians out of it. He was like, "Hey, I just wanted to send this to you because it made me think of you." I was like, "God Damn it.
I just wanted to cover this in lemon juice and stuff it in your eye.
I'm deleting my Twitter tonight.
Post a video of you
Oh,
uninstalling
someday.
the Char Commander.
But that's the beauty of
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I should have done that. Damn it, Bones, you're never around when I need you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
it. I love that though, because I was never supposed to get them. The Ophidians were supposed to be that exotic that was going to be starved from my account for months and months until Xur sold them. That was the destiny, and in fact it came from a purple, and I flipped the bird to RNG. I was able to stand proud and say, you know what, screw you, I got him now.
I'm imagining Story like flipping off his screen and yelling at his monitor, and someone coming in like, "Whoa, what's wrong?" It's, "Oh, nothing. I just got the thing I wanted."
The universe opened up and changed for 1 second because of a purple for me.
Everything was right in the world.
Everything was right in the world.
Well, I
they were
hope
good.
everyone
run.
got one who wanted one, because it's a really good piece of armor.
Yes, there isn't. I mean, you only need one pair of gauntlets now for everything.
Fantastic.
Like on my hunter, I've got like a scout rifle. We got everything. Every reloads for everything. Pulse rifles, different stats on them as well. So if I want to change to Blade Dancer or Night Stalker, I've got all the right loadouts. And then Warlock is one pair.
It does
One.
everything for your Warlock neutral game. I feel like they could have had like someone like Billy Mays on late night TV. Billy Mays here with the Ophidian aspect. Take all your gauntlets, throw them away. This thing does it all.
You just
And-
set them and forget them.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
Unpopular opinion, but I don't want them nerfed ever. Leave them alone. Leave them be. Just
leave them.
leave
We should
them
get
be.
off the topic before they are,
Yeah.
because I don't want
That's
them
true.
to
Hear us.
change.
Yeah.
That's true.
Seems to be the
Chat,
way
just a
they-
They
string of
are
nerf.
Cut it out,
Terrible
shut it down.
gauntlets. They
Yeah.
are
Awful.
not helpful.
Very
in
bad.
Crucible.
Please buff them, Bungie. They're worthless
Yeah.
right now.
You don't
I,
need
uh,
them.
I did not make a YouTube video talking about how great they are.
Let's be honest. They just can't stand up to the Astrocyte verse.
We really can.
They now.
Sorry.
Well,
In a fashion show.
There is a negative. That big snakehead thing is a little big. That needs to be shrunk down a little bit. The big snakehead thing that emits off the
No.
end of the shoulder.
What?
It's a
Wrong.
little
If
bit
anything,
on the big side.
yeah, that's wrong. If anything, they need to make
Wrong.
it bigger.
Yeah.
No, not even
Literally
bigger.
unplayable.
Like a sandwich board. The end is
on,
nigh.
yeah.
You know. Oh dear me.
Ugh.
But yeah, that's good. I like that. They came from a purple, so yeah.
All right.
Well, before we move on away from the weekly update, there's one thing that wasn't really spoken about too much in the update that I kind of wanted to bring up to you guys and see if I could get your opinions on it. While it wasn't officially announced, do you guys think we might get the surprise launch of Festival of the Lost this week?
I really hope so, but I also really doubt it. I don't know.
I think
so?
next week it would make
Yeah,
more
I-
sense. Hard mode should be the spotlight for this coming week, and then
Mm-hmm.
Festival of the Lost for either the end of the month or next week at the earliest. I think.
That's a good call.
Absolutely.
How long did it last last year?
I think it was
Was it a
1
2 week or
week. It was
2
1 week
weeks?
beyond Halloween, is
Yeah.
what I believe
Sure.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, we had all the decorations in the tower for 2 whole weeks, I think, and it was very,
Spooky
very
traveler.
pretty.
It was-
And it
was
was
pretty. I
so
liked it.
unexpected as well. We weren't
Yeah,
expecting
it
it.
was
We're
great.
expecting it this time.
I was like a
So-
giddy little child when I got on, and that
Yeah,
was there.
man.
I was like, ooh, fun.
There's Christmas lights.
That was one of
Everywhere.
my favorite
Candy.
memories in the community, because I was at work, so I couldn't enjoy it right away, but my Twitter exploded. People were sharing pictures and video clips, and it was just really awesome to see everyone
Thriller
having,
dance.
yeah, everyone having so much fun with the Festival of the Lost. It's really cool. I'm really excited that it's coming back.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait for it.
The-
I'm really excited for
I
it.
wish I could have heard the entire Destiny community as they signed in that one time, and it was the signing in, go to the tower, and everyone was literally saying the same thing. What the fuck? What is this?
Oh my god!
It was cool.
Mom, get the camera!
I got a mask. Oh my god, I'm the Cryptarch. Oh my god, I'm Xur. Oh my god, I'm Atheon. Ah.
Yeah, Yeah, I get to be Crota, and then suddenly everyone hates me.
Yeah, man.
I don't understand it.
Everyone
I can
leaves
wear
your
a
fire
mask
team.
and a jackalight on my head, so I can be easy sniper fodder in the Crucible. I loved it when people put them things on. I'm like, oh,
Oh
a
yeah.
headshot, a
Glowy
headshot.
head.
Easy money.
Easy money.
And what have we got then? Next on the
Are
list
we,
of things to flap our lips about, there was another little something. Was there something special?
Might have to, I know what you're talking about. Might have to save that for next time.
We should save it.
Yeah, I think
We
we'll
should
I was thinking about the
Save
Q&A.
that.
Because
Yeah,
that's
we'll
what
do
he meant.
Q&A.
Is there anyone in the
We don't
chat?
need any questions right now.
Is there
No,
anyone
we
in the
do.
chat?
Don't listen to him.
Yeah, man. Is there anyone in the chat that would like to ask some Destiny-related questions? Should it be Destiny-related or anything related? I think
I like
Both.
anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Ask us the most personal questions you can think of.
Wow.
We'll answer
Oh,
anything.
okay. You're
Question for
invited.
Mega. What's your deepest, darkest secret?
One time when I was waiting for a friend to pick me up, I bet on a fart outside, and I lost that bet and chewed a little, and still went to his house and had to hide it. There you go.
Well,
There's
that's
my
it for the
deepest,
Planet Destiny
darkest-
podcast, guys.
See you
Thanks for
later.
tuning in.
I honestly thought you were going to say it's my chin goes to the end of this beard. But
Yes, this is
I'm
a
completely
struggle
surprised.
right now. No, I went real. My Tyler, if you're listening to this, it was weird. I went to the bathroom for a period, and that was why. Yeah.
Good
There we
lord.
go, man.
Glad that's been brought to the surface.
Azure Sky
man.
Shadow says, chunky or smooth peanut butter? Go.
Chunky.
Smooth.
Smooth.
What do you
Get
mean?
out of here with smooth. I know that your
Either.
voice
What?
is smooth, but your peanut butter shouldn't be. All right.
Okay, describe what you mean by chunky, because this might be literal heresy.
I mean,
Whole
when I eat
peanuts.
peanut butter, it is usually peanut butter on a spoon after the gym, and I gotta have the texture of something. That's why.
Okay, so you don't mean chunky as in like actual whole peanuts still in there.
No, just like some crunch
Okay,
bits
okay.
in there. All right, don't
we,
worry.
we can be friends.
No, I
We
mean
can still be
peanut
friends.
shells and everything. In there. I just throw it all in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my peanut butter is as smooth as my game, meaning it's crumbly as hell, filled with debris and shells. But
I like both.
all right.
I like both. I was going to say, I'm going to be that middleman. Both. I'll have both just to piss you
Choose a
all off.
side, you cowards.
No. I make my own peanut butter. Like,
Oh,
I make
really?
it. Yeah, man.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's really
okay.
easy to make. Here's an interesting thing. Most peanut butter is not made with any butter. It's just some
Yes.
kind of oil. So literally, I started off with roasting my own nuts. There we go. Maybe we could make a little video about
Hey,
that.
all right.
Do it.
You know, you
Please.
might
I'll
want to
watch
watch me
that.
roast my own nuts. You know,
I would love to watch that.
but, you
10
know,
out of 10.
you can add your own flavors, paprika. You can
Guys,
put all
someone
kinds
make a
of
clip
strange
of that
things.
for me. Get that
Yeah,
last
can
thing
we
Fallout
just get
said.
Get a tier
But
1 nut.
Let's
game
first
here.
open the PayPal up. We
Oh,
can't do this for
God.
free. If you want to see me roast my own nuts, you have to pledge $1 million.
Look, I'm not backing down from that. I want to see him roast his own nuts. I'll say it.
I definitely.
I wanna
Let's start
see
the
this.
bid at $2,000. $2,000. Have we got any takers? Any go?
Planet Destiny Nights.
Yeah, we told you this podcast is darker.
Well, God, I
sexier.
hate to derail the peanut train here,
Yeah.
but I do have a Destiny-related question lined up.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank God.
go for it.
This one is from Mike Mori. He says, "What do you think about Juggernaut being active only on the ground? Do you think it would help balance the perk?" I'm going to say right off the bat that I think a lot of people in the community complain about Juggernaut, and it can be a frustrating perk to deal with. We all know that for sure. But I don't think it's as, quote, broken as a lot of people make it out to be.
Agreed.
I think if you just play adaptive, reactive to the Juggernaut, you know what I mean? You can take it down. Like, just backpedal. It matters a lot about what's going on, what game type you're in, what weapon you have. But Titans can get very, very over-aggressive and overchargy. And you can take advantage of that. You can backpedal with a shotgun. You can backpedal, throw a grenade on the floor, primary shoot. You can do a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Jump
shut
up in
down
the
the
air,
Juggernaut.
float above them.
Yeah.
The only
above
time I've ever had a serious problem with Juggernaut is when you're against a team of like Titans all running Juggernaut. Then it's a little tricky, but like on a 1-to-1 encounter or even a 2-to-1 encounter, I'm not really having that much of a problem dealing with Juggernaut, man. And initially I was, but like there are loads of counters. Like if you're a hunter, you can shade step to the side and shotgun them in the waist, you know, around the Juggernaut. There's plenty of counters, and now you've got Xur selling the Trespasser on the weekend, so there is plenty of counters for Juggernaut, I think.
Here's something that I really recommend to people pretty often, and Bones can back me up on this because we talk about it a lot. If there's a perk, any perk, or a weapon, anything at all that you think is very, very, very strong, too strong maybe, in PvP, then what you should do is you should go into PvP and you should use it as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because you're going to find out
All of its
Yeah.
weaknesses.
Yeah.
Yep.
You are going to learn from inside the belly of the beast, and then you're going to take mental notes. And it's going to help you because you're going to be like, oh man, that guy just did this to kill me. I've been getting shut down by XYZ. I thought Juggernaut was like way stronger. And that's how you figure out how to get around the perks.
Hop
and
into
the
a private
weapons.
match with your friends and just like
Sure.
have someone charge at you with a Juggernaut and see all the different ways that you can take them out. I mean, a decent fusion rifle, if you land all of your bolts on a Juggernaut, they're dead. They
was about
disappear
to say.
in a lovely coloured, pick your colour, cloud of vapour. They're off. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you want the cheap and easy method, Plan C.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Plan C.
Let's see.
That is the answer to your shotgun Juggernaut Titan rushing problem.
Yeah.
It is literally Plan C.
Nothing will change your tune faster than equipping Juggernaut and charging someone and getting blown up on your way there and go like, wait a minute, what? Oh, this actually requires a little bit of approach and strategy.
And don't get us wrong. We're not saying that it's a weak perk. It's a good perk, and it does well, but it's not unbeatable. It's not broken to the point
at
where
all.
you can't learn things about it. And that goes for many things in the game.
If you're shooting the shield with your primary, that is your sign. Think about and it's it seems so obvious. Don't shoot the shield. Think about your game. Think about what's happening. Are you playing this Juggernaut? Is he giving you a hard time? Are you shooting the shield? If you are, you might have a chance that he procced it too soon, it'll go down quickly, and you'll be firing him down, whatever. That's very rare. That's a fringe case, because that means they started too soon. If you are shooting the shield, realize that you're doing that, and then whenever you would be shooting the shield, that's your chance to move. Because that means you have enough time to line up a primary shot, you have plenty of time to either jump up in the air or put a grenade down on the ground, or both, because that can happen simultaneously. So if you are shooting that shield, realize that you could be spending your time repositioning and getting an advantage rather than just hoping to God that his shield goes away and for some reason your 1 second time to kill gun is going to be enough by the time he's close enough. So
Yeah. Good question. Thank you, Mike.
yes.
Moving on, we got another one right here. Here's a fun one. Question from Proto. What new masks would you like to see from the Festival of the Lost?
Axis. 100% Axis.
Access for sure.
I want Pyramid Face from the new strike. I can never remember his name. The
Pyramid face.
I just call him Pyramid.
The Arc
Panics,
Priest?
'cause- Yes.
No, the,
yes, yeah.
Voxus?
Is that Voxus?
Voxus? Something
yes,
like that.
that's Voxus.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Vosic, that's it.
That's the one. So,
That's his,
yeah.
That's all Pyramid
I
Head.
want Pyramid Head. That's my favorite face of any enemy in the game.
Do you know what mask I really want? You know when you go to the tower and there are like those janitor robots like cleaning in the corner?
Yes.
I want to
Excuse me,
be
Guardian.
a janitor robot.
Aphrodite wouldn't be a bad one to have as well.
Oh, that'd be cool.
JS Shade, that's a good, yes, Aphrodite mask. Would like a bit of that.
I want a ghost head. We don't have that. Right?
That's
I
true.
really
The
want
new
just a
Trials
ghost.
ghost head,
Yeah.
that'd be nice,
Oh,
man.
that'd be
I love that, yeah.
I wish
Surprised
it
we
was a
didn't get that in the
ghost, and
first
if you
shit.
changed your ghost shell, it changed the mask too.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Next level.
Yeah.
Why am I not making this? One?
I think big oversized Saladin. head would be pretty
Korvik.
cool.
That's his name. Korvik. Cousin Muzzer, thank you
Oh, is
very
it
much.
Korvik?
Korvik, yes.
Somebody knew. Good thing we have a podcast.
Yeah.
So which one's Vosik then?
I think that's the raid guy.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, he's the
Bostic?
raid boss. Yeah, Bossick is the raid boss. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I
said-
thought you were talking about.
I said it
Okay,
earlier
okay.
today, and I'm too stupid to remember. So good.
The Matador in Twitch chat has said he wants Omnigul in a farmer's hat. That is a brilliant idea.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Royalties go to you, my friend.
Here's one from Nerdlit from the Twitch chat. What is your current favorite primary weapon for PvP?
I know mine.
I used the Iron Banner hand cannon ever since last week when Fallout gave me the tip to lower my my magazine to 4 shots with luck in the chamber.
Yeah, I can imagine that being anyone's favourite at the moment.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that is-
mind
that is
trying a
lot
bit
of
of
fun.
that. Yeah.
I think that thing deals like what 130 for a precision shot with like.
Oh yeah, I just tear people down like every time. I love it.
I love the look of it as well. I'm struggling a little with mine. I've had some really good games with it, but like it's because it's like the first curse style. You get outshot a lot with like palindromes and various other weapons, but it's still very, very satisfying to use. Just with I've just have rifle barrel bog standard. I have no luck in the chamber or anything like that, but I am enjoying that a lot.
I have a question perfect for Bones. Oh, this is perfect. This is from Jay Staff, and the question is, if Bungie brings back a new Year 3 version of the Icebreaker, what would you want them to do with it?
I would want them to revert it to all the settings it had before it got destroyed and pummeled and murdered into the ground.
Yes.
Because people can't handle the IB when I'm slaying them in skirmish. I don't even care about the ammo regen. I will go pick up boxes all day. But if that sniper had the perks it had, and if the intrinsic stats, it'd be fine. But it got turned into the slowest sniper rifle in the game, and that was literally murder. That was just saying we could just bring it back in line, but we're actually gonna crush it to nothing. The ammo gen is fun. It's great when in a meta where you don't have a lot of sniper rounds. I can see why that's crazy. Why it was the game-breaking gun of year 1 in so many ways. And Galahorn, sure, but Icebreaker just changed engagements completely. So I don't know if we'll see it again for that reason. Unless
think
they
we
do
will.
change the ammo regen.
2017 April update. I think it'll make it's the last year 1 nostalgia exotic, and it will make a comeback just like G-Horn did. It'll definitely make a comeback, I think.
There's one other forgotten exotic. I just posted a GIF of it in the chat. Pocket
Infinity,
Infinity.
yeah.
No thanks.
My gosh.
The beast.
Yeah.
No thanks.
People got really salty. And you know what? I don't care. I loved Pocket Infinity. It was the
That was a cheesy
best
weapon.
gun ever. Everyone hated it because it was so powerful, and like everyone used it because it was so powerful.
Yep.
But there was nothing funnier than just gluing the trigger down and covering your eyes and walking into a room getting a double kill.
Why did they change the sight on it? I loved the sight, the
Seventh column.
original sight on that gun.
So fun.
I loved the original sight on that gun, and then they changed it, and it wasn't as good, and I was heartbroken. Do you
Yeah, you know,
They changed
just
it.
with Pocket, Pocket was, of course, the first gun to get nerfed, the first exotic to get
Yeah.
nerfed in Destiny.
Quickly.
And it's kind of been, very quickly,
Yeah.
because I think it originally could get, 8 rounds in the mag? Was it?
Yeah, it
Because I
was.
think it had a magazine size of 5, and then I think you could get it up to 8 or something, but it was crazy. And its perk activated super often, so you could literally just sit there, hold the trigger, charge it up, it would fire, pull ammo from the mag, fire, pull ammo from the mag. If you missed, you got it right back. That was a that was a silly weapon.
Silly.
And it's kind of been the forgotten exotic of Destiny. It's the one that we haven't heard of literally since it got nerfed. And I'm wondering if and when they're ever going to bring it back.
Forgotten.
Silly.
And how.
Forgotten depending on who you talk to. I feel like once a week I'll be talking to my brother, and out of nowhere he'll be like, I miss Pocket Infinity. I'll be like,
You
I
guys
know
aren't
you
even
do, bro.
talking about Destiny
Yeah.
stuff. You're just.
I
like,
just asked you if you liked Luke
Yeah, we're
Cage.
just talking
What are you talking about?
football. I'll just be like, I miss Pocket Infinity. My
miss the
brother
mini
has
Vex.
a fantastic clip, which I will dig up and tweet out. Old Destiny. He's in PvP on, I don't know. Can't remember what map. Pandora? I'm not sure. Pandora? Is that a map?
Pantheon?
No, Pantheon. Excuse me.
Pantheon.
Pantheon. And he's way back on spawn, and he's being charged by 2 blade dancers, and he kills them with 1 clip of Pocket Infinity. Fantastic clip.
That got us silly.
It was.
Silly fun.
It certainly was.
Well, there we go then. I think
right.
that's about wrapped everything up for this week's podcast. I think
Big stuff
thank you
coming
very
up.
much for the chat contributing in such a beautiful manner. We're very
As usual.
yeah, man. And so we can wrap things up by telling everybody who we are and where you can find us. Let's go with Mega first.
All right then, Mega Magwitch of Husky Raid. You can find me on YouTube if you search Husky Raid. If you want some funny Destiny videos, we just posted our Halloween episode of Destiny Cops, which features beautiful voice work by yours truly. Other than that, you can go to Husky Raid Guys on Twitter and read some stupid tweets every now and then. Why don't we go to Fallout Plays now?
Hey, you can find me on twitch.tv/FalloutPlays and youtube.com/FalloutPlays. And I do videos on PvP and Crucible guides. I have a video coming out tomorrow on all the numbers behind the Ophidian aspect. Should be a good one. Bones,
Looking
where
forward
can
to
we
that.
find you?
Oh, guys, it's good to be back. I missed you guys last week, but you can find me at bones_cr on Twitter if you want to see me argue with people, and if you want to go to crucibleradio.com, you can check out all that you could ever need to know about Crucible Radio. The other podcast I'm on, we cover everything PvP. We are talking about trials a lot lately, and coming up we're going to do a big exotic armor grading report card. So we're going to see which one's good. Hint, it's not Astrocyte verse.
Damn.
Just had to throw that in there off the
I
cuff,
know.
didn't you? There.
I'm doing my
Dreams
testing.
dashed.
It's not great. But what about you, the Black Link?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm TBL, and you can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at The Black Link. I also do streams on Planet Destiny and produce content for them, too. You can catch my weekly streams. I do about 3 streams a week from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. This week, we're going to have a stream leading up unto the update release, and then probably going on until the release of the hard mode of the raid. We'll see what's going to go on with that, see if we can get some world first action going up on there. And of course, on my personal YouTube channel, I make Destiny videos, guides, and stuff, and shenanigans is my specialty. Definite
Nice.
shenanigans.
Beautiful.
I'll see you there.
Excellent.
Story, finish us up.
Yeah, man. You can find me here in the chat. There's my name. It's got weird stuff in it because the
Story.
correct spelling was actually taken. So there you go. It's Story Machine with a 4 for an A in machine. I make funny videos. And yeah, that's pretty much my extent of the Destiny universe. My YouTube channel is more or less exclusively Destiny related. I sometimes stream for Planet Destiny as well. And yeah, you can find me alongside everyone else. If you go to Planet Destiny's YouTube page, along the right hand column, there is a list of amazing channels to follow. Please go there and click the subscribe button on each and every one. Show some support and love like you do very well. And that's great. We'll be back at you again with another podcast at the same time next week. Thank you very much for joining
Yes,
us,
sir.
and thank you for showing your beautiful faces in the chat. And yeah, huge thanks. We really appreciate it.